Hi, this is a quick and dirty video on how to judge speech and debate for first time judges. First, I want to just say thank you so much for helping to judge. It definitely would not be possible to do speech and debate without parent volunteers. And I personally really appreciate it because it just helps me so much to help things keep going and to not have to worry about judges when volunteers like you dedicate your time and energy to this program. So I really appreciate it, and it helps us to be more successful. So you can see my screen here. I just want to go through a few things very quickly. Judging will be done on different platforms. Sometimes you will use a platform called SpeechWire, and that's accessed at live.speechwire.com. Sometimes we might use a platform called Tabroom, accessed at tabroom.com. If it is an in-person tournament, oftentimes we probably won't use paper ballots anymore. Those have kind of been done away with. Probably it's going to be one of these two platforms. You will find out at the tournament which platform you are using, and you do not need to worry about logging into the platform before the competition, assuming that it's a synchronous tournament. So uh, that's the platform. So again, you will find out about the platform on the day of. Now, if you've never judged speech and debate before, I just want to give you a brief summary of how it's done. There are speech events and there are debate events. And generally, the summary is that if it's a speech event, you have students giving speeches and you're going to be ranking them in round out of six people, usually one through six or one through four. And then everyone who's in the last place just gets 4, 4, 4. Or you rank them one through six. And generally, you judge them on aspects of their delivery, how memorized they are, how engaging they are, their content, whether their content is persuasive and compelling, or if it's something more interpretive, how interpretive they are with their piece, and just how good is it. Really, it's quite easy. Who do you think is the best speaker in that round, one through six? Now, all the different speech events have different sort of requirements and sort of objectives. Some are more public address type and intended to be very persuasive in nature, while others are intended to be interpretive. And really, those two broad categories are where you're going to be doing most of the judging. If you want to find out more about the events, you can go to speechanddebate.org and you would go to, let's see here, resources. Actually, go to competition and go to competition events. And here you would find information on all the different speech events and all the different debate events. We don't do all of these. Not all of these are regularly done in Colorado. Some of them are middle school specifically, and some of them are interpretive in nature. Some of them you students only get a limited time to prepare. But in all of them, you're ranking one through six. Who do you think is the best? And that's it. For debate events, you will usually have either one versus one or two versus two. And you usually have a topic called a resolution that you as a judge are going to be voting on for or against. For example, uh, let me just give you the current Lincoln Douglas debate resolution is that, let's take a look here. It's the United States federal government. It's So a just government, this is the current resolution for Lincoln Douglas debate. A just government ought to recognize an unconditional right of workers to strike. So you as a judge are either going to vote for or against this resolution based on the what happens in round. Really, you should leave behind any sort of prior notions or ideas about this resolution out of the round and try to um, be completely neutral and really base your decision solely on the performance of the debaters in round. And so that's going in as if you're a blank slate, and really it's the debaters that are going to convince you one way or the other and not any outside information. And that is the case in all of the debate events. Different debate events have different sort of ways of convincing the judge to vote one way or the other. But at the end of the day, it's the debaters' jobs to make it clear how you should vote and why. So you really don't need much more outside information than that. And you can judge people on how well they speak, how persuasive they are, and the content of their arguments. That's basically the quick and dirty on how to judge speech and debate. More information will be coming through email as you sign up for tournaments. You can always reach out to me. But most importantly, on the day of, you'll find out almost everything you need in order to judge. And really, the best way to do it is just to jump in and do it. So, thank you so much for your help. And let me know if you have any questions.